says it's preparing right now.
There you go. That'll work.
Okay, I think we're live. Yes, we are now live.
Roger that.
All right, you all set?
I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
All right, it's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, talking today with King Smarty. Hey, Smarty, how are you?
Fantastic. What's up?
Excellent. Well, it's been insanely busy. I see the intel is coming out faster, more validation of what we've been talking about. And I've gotten a lot of questions from the Jedis, which is amazing and good. So very exciting. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Well, we
ma'am.
had talked.
That's
What's that?
hey, good. I was just gonna say let's rock and roll.
All right. Well, you take priority. So we had talked 3 days ago, last Sunday, the 10th of December. It's the 13th now. Any specific updates you wanted to talk about first?
Just that dad had us reinforce the surrendering of the dark forces worldwide, not just Israel. So
Right.
and also reinforcing the military tribunals and stuff like that.
Right.
So expect it to come out in a waterfallish way.
Okay.
So, of course, a lot of galactic stuff is happening, and all that's being exposed too. So we gaining track the way we want it and the way the people want it.
Okay. Okay.
So it's exciting. It's exciting.
When you say waterfallish, you mean a little bit, more, a lot. Is that kind of what you're saying?
I mean, an endless waterfall.
Wow.
Yeah, just going and going and going and going and going until everything's revealed.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm really getting the scope of how much we've been lied to. Already off on a side topic. Last night I couldn't sleep, so I went onto Facebook and I saw a post Pamela put out there with Abe Lincoln and the real picture of Abe Lincoln, and then George Washington and the real George Washington, and it really flipped me out. Like I sat there all night, the rest of the night stewing.
But what were they black?
They were black, and they were, so here's what it said. George Washington was really the 9th president of the US, and Abe Lincoln was really the 24th, not the 16th of the US. So it said this guy John Hanson was the first president in the US. Now, I really don't care about, details, dates and all that, but what I do care about is lying, the whole agenda of lying to us and then changing their race. Like, really? And it really frustrated me. So
the only reason why that's even a thing is because all of the dark ones that won each war are the ones changing it to serve their purpose. And it's all coming to a head now where everything has to be exposed, and that's literally where we're at. So that doesn't change where we're heading, because obviously Dad knew all of that shit, right? So it doesn't change where we're going. It's just people have been lied to, and the fact that we've been lied to is being more and more evident, like you said.
Right. Well, I know that the scope of the lies are much bigger than I can even imagine. Like, of course, there were wars back in the 1700s, the 1800s. So I wonder what the real agendas were for those, and why did everything have to change? So I laid there stewing. There is a book that I found on Amazon called What They Never Told You in History Class. And I'm going to put the link to Amazon not in the live version, but in the recorded version of this video, should anyone want to check that book out. Okay.
Right.
And
right.
I'll also attach their pictures to the back of the video, because again, it's not that they're black. It's not race. It's not this or that. It's the lying. Like, why cover things up and change it?
Well, that's the thing, because you got the head individuals that people can't see, which are these draconian reptilian force, and they don't want you to know about them. They want you to know about this and that and this and that and this and that, which is all bullshit. So if you grow up learning all these certain things, then you're empowering a certain religion. You're empowering this. You're empowering that,
Right.
not realizing that you've been bamboozled from the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the purpose. Right. That's the purpose of it all. If if they can get you to believe this and that, then you're serving their purpose because they designed it to harvest your energy, right? And since you don't know the truth, you're literally feeding their system, whether you believe it or not. And this is another reason why I serve my purpose, and all of the real truthers that know the truth and listen, serving their purpose, because everything has to be unturned, literally.
It's crazy. Now,
and that's the only way. That's the only way we're going to have true freedom, true liberation, when everybody finds out, or when everybody knows the truth. And there's no one giving you the truth like me, because they're not me.
Right.
So, and we've all seen for the last couple of weeks, I keep cutting you off, but
no,
we've seen for the last couple of weeks that everything Smarty is saying is true, and it's happening because of what we are doing with these videos.
Right. Yeah, it's very frustrating because we're taught a certain party line, if you will, and we believe it. Like, why would they lie about these things? Like, it happened 200 years ago. There's obviously an agenda. Now,
people still believe, the Jesus was 20,000 years. 2,000 years ago, right?
Right.
And it wasn't. That was 19,000 years ago. So everybody's been bamboozled because of the ones that were, winning these wars or staying in control because of their money.
Right.
So if they can get you to believe certain things, like I keep saying, then it keeps them in power. And when the truth comes out, nobody wants to hear it, or they're heavily censored, like me.
Right. Yeah. And people tell you you're crazy because of this or that. And it's only one book out of like 2,000 books or whatever is saying whatever the truth is. So, you had put a video out just a while ago about JFK Jr. in it, and we've seen a couple, 3 videos in the past few weeks. And he basically doesn't look like the same guy we saw in like People magazine way back when, you know what I mean? Obviously he's aged, but it looks to me like he's maybe had a stroke or whatever. He's had a really hard time. He did mention that in the video, that I think he was kidnapped and tortured. And yeah.
Right. So what really happened there, and he explains it in some of the videos, that the John F. Kennedy Jr. that you think is the John F. Kennedy Jr. with the black slick hair was put in his place as a child, as children, so that they can protect the real one, which is him.
Right.
And I was just showing that video to my brother here, that look, you can see just like JJ looks just like me. This dude looks just like his dad.
Right.
And the other one, and there's a video of him saying that, John, the one everybody thinks is John, was swapped out as a kid, as children, and they even went to school together. There's pictures of them together and everything. So that was done by the Secret Service to protect the real one. However, they kept telling him that they were going to do this and they were going to do that and they were going to do this, and they're protecting him from this, they're protecting him from that. And next thing you know, all these years go by and they took all of his inheritances, and they took everything from him, including his identity. And they make people believe that, they're making people believe that he's crazy right now by not acknowledging him. Same thing they're doing with Lydia Trump or Lydia, and same thing they're doing with a lot of people.
Right.
But at the end of the day, all of it is being revealed, and Daddy's protecting everybody, and everybody will be coming together to tell their stories.
Right. I
And
look
if
forward
you
to
listen,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And if you listen to what I've been saying, I've been saying this, when these people come out, people are not even going to believe it. Remember, right? I've been saying that.
Yeah, you have.
So that's what there's like a couple comments on the TikTok video that I posted, and people are saying that, this is all bullshit. You guys need to let this go. And he himself responded to that TikTok saying, this is why we're in this problem, because the government has, basically bamboozled you guys, and y'all need to wake up.
Right.
Okay, so that they've been lied to, and this is another reason why we're here, because all of this being revealed.
Right. Right. It makes me sad when I see that, because he could have had a much probably better life than he probably has. Let's put it that way. Very vague. And will he be working with you in the future? I mean, it sounds like you have been in communication with him.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody works for me.
All right.
I'm the boss.
All right.
I'm the head honcho under Daddy. So
all right. All right. All right, let's catch up on the moon questions. The moon, in my opinion, is still missing. All right. And most people are acknowledging that, and we're seeing some memes go around our group.
You should hear what the scientists are saying right now.
Well, I'm not seeing it in any other locations, though. No one's asked about it, except, I'm seeing it in our groups, and that's it.
Right. And that's why I'm going to certain videos and saying, why haven't you posted about the moon being missing?
Yeah.
And now it's starting to circulate, and it's people are so worried about everyday life that they don't realize the moon's been gone for almost going on 2 weeks.
Well, yesterday was a new moon, and they always, like all the spiritual people, do ceremonies on the new moon or the full moon. And I was expecting somebody to say, hey, there's no new moon out there or whatever, or it's gone. No one said a word,
That's because they haven't paid me my ransom for it. So they're not
So the moon will still remain MIA until further notice, until Daddy's
Daddy's just proving points, and he's not going to bring it back until he wants it back. So
yeah. It's one way to get attention, finally, or it might take a while, but it's getting attention. It sounds like now.
Yeah. People are waking up, and we just getting started. I want the great intimidation that happened yesterday. So
I know.
That's going to be even more fun, because then you got these stationary ships all over the skies, and nobody wants to make a wrong move, because they don't know if some alien's going to come evaporate them.
Right. Not like they haven't had a chance before, right?
Right.
Now, about 3 videos back, you said that giant humanoids were in the moon. And I don't know if that was when it was original or if it was now. When I've listened to various videos, or I used to watch Gaia TV, they said that multiple races had territory inside the moon. Like, say humans had a slice of it, every type of race they had to share the moon. So I'm not sure what's happening with it. And I guess it doesn't really matter. But I guess yeah, go ahead with your whatever you're going to say.
So the moon is a spacecraft, and it was a spacecraft of a giant race. That's what I meant by that. So inside of the moon, there's giant computers, there's information. It's literally a spacecraft that been stuck in orbit, just like the spacecraft in Antarctica that's been there for 2 billion years. and that was a Martian spacecraft. Okay, so that's literally what the moon is. It's a spacecraft. It's been documented and talked about and proven in some cases. So all of that paperwork needs to come out. All of the evidence needs to come
Right.
out. It's
Okay.
all been documented. They have special forces and special groups that's already went inside of it and
Right.
seen it.
Right.
So, they're slowly putting it out in all of the movies that came out for the last, 20 plus years. The problem is that they're not telling you that it's real. They're just showing you a movie.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, I'm
but
wondering.
yes, and
Go ahead.
the moon, as far as the other people, there's people made bases within it and outside of it, including some of the secret space programs and stuff like that. So there's multiple things happening with the moon, but for right now, it's MIA.
I was wondering if maybe it was taken away for their benefit, the guys in the moon as well. Like maybe partially for us guys to say, hey, it's missing, but for them to learn some sort of a lesson as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. They don't even know where they're at.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this place?
I don't recognize any of the stars.
Exactly. Where are we?
We had talked and you said the sun is a portal. And of course, we have two suns here in our district. They're simulated crystals, so they're not real. I don't know what a real sun would be, but it's not a planetary body. It's a portal. But do we get light and heat from it? Like, do we need that to grow our food and our plants and have light during the daylight?
The answer is no, only because everything is frequency and energy.
Okay.
This is why some of the apples and fruits and vegetables that are using my holograms are germinating with inside the fruit itself.
Yeah.
And when I first came out with the frequency fertilizer, they were growing mushrooms and stuff like that, and even stuff underneath snow and all that was grown.
Right.
And in dark places. So
Okay.
as long as you have the frequencies, you can grow food anywhere. Okay, because everything is frequency, and if you got the right frequencies, it can happen anywhere. Don't matter where it's at.
So I know you talked the last couple of times about, we're going to have planetary bodies in our, let's call it atmosphere, and we're going to have that radiant light shine down. Is that how we'll be getting light? So my question is, will the sun be taken away or will it remain as is for now?
It'll remain as is, and it will be proven to be nothing more than a simulated crystal that they call sun. Even if there were suns out in the universe, they're not suns. There are planets that inhabit certain beings, like fire beings, stuff like that. So the word sun needs to be deleted from everybody's vocabulary too.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
I mean, that created all types of beings, and the humans are so bamboozled, they don't believe none of this shit is real.
So when we look up and see a star way off and it's blinking or whatever, and it's not a spaceship, let's say, that's really a planet filled with fire beings.
No, that can just be a planet that's lit up thousands of miles away.
Okay.
And you can see it through the energetic dome. Some of them, however, are space stations, but they're not any type of space station that you, the people, think of.
Wow.
And it's definitely not nothing Elon Musk owns. So
You said he's
so a lot of the shiny a lot of the shiny things that you see out there are giant spacecrafts that are millions of miles away, and they will become closer and closer, and you'll be able to see them more,
right.
including the dwarf planets different, even Indian type of civilizations that are coming forward. So we've got different civilizations that are coming closer and closer to Earth because they all want to celebrate with us.
That is so exciting. So exciting.
It's wild. Yeah, wow.
In my travels throughout the world, I've gotten to where I can look up at the sky and say, "There's a ship. There's a ship. There's a ship. There's a ship." Pick them out, and if I have binoculars, wow! And I've never tried the night vision goggles, but I can see them with the naked eye generally, and they're all over. Some of them are in the
Right,
same
right.
spot night after night. Some move around, but they're all over. And
Yeah.
they're,
If you just if you just be calm and listen,
yeah,
you can even exchange information, which is how and why you'll know their ships because it'll tell you,
yeah,
or dad will tell you, one of the two.
yeah. Sometimes I'll say, "Do you know I'm here?" And I get a yes, like me specifically. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
So the
that's
fact
because
that,
we're literally yeah, that's because we're connected to everything. Dad is everything, and those of us that are connected to him, the way we are, because everybody's connected to him, but those of us that are connected to him the way we are, we're not limited to information. And whenever we ask for something or ask a question, he'll tell us. And we know it's real because it's coming from him.
yeah,
Big difference between us and some of the people around the world that are channeling and saying all this bullshit. Big difference.
yeah, I know.
And the energy is also different too, which is why some of the people that are supposedly energy healers, clients keep returning to them.
Right. We talked about that. Like, it's not
Right.
a permanent fix. So they make them feel better or relaxed or whatever, and it's not a permanent fix. And I well, in my opinion though, I took Reiki, I've taken every healing modality, and what the benefit was for me was to learn about energy. All right, so
Right.
to learn ways of healing using energy, and you don't need to be physically there, you can be remote. So there was a lot of information I got about that, but I wrote a blog about this. I had a spoon bending class in my first studio, and the guy didn't even get out of his mouth the technique, and I bent my spoon. I bent it every spoon using different techniques every single time, way before he even got
Mhm.
it out. Half the people couldn't even bend their spoons. So
Right.
it's really just knowledge about how energy works or an understanding.
That's
So
it.
that's the
That's it.
benefit for me.
That's exactly it. Our minds are very, very powerful. And what we do is we focus energy and frequencies to a specific thing and then we manifest it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's what everybody needs to learn. So Reiki does serve a purpose if you're new.
yeah,
And then once you start learning everything, that's why I always tell people to do their research because if you're doing your research, then you come along with my information, then you start producing.
right.
And when you start producing, then you know how real it is.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these Reiki practitioners and all of that, I mean, they're good people for the most part, but they're doing it
Yeah.
to help others, but they're doing it also to make money. And they don't, again,
Right.
realize that there's a bigger, it's like a stepping stone. I guess that's what I want to say. It was a
That's
stepping stone.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Just exactly what it is, a stepping stone.
yeah,
Just like your when you make a sandwich or whatnot. You make a sandwich because your parents teach you how to make a sandwich, and then you go outside and you see that there's beautiful sandwiches being made everywhere. And you want to learn how to make those sandwiches too.
right, right, right. We got a question about whether satellites are real. Okay, so we've talked about the sun and the moon. Sun isn't going anywhere for a while at least, but we'll know that it's not real after a while. But what about satellites? They supposedly are putting them up in the sky, and we're supposedly using them to communicate or whatever. Are they real?
Yes, they're real. They're just not going around the planet the way they show people they are.
Yeah.
So how the hell are you going to go around the planet like this if we're in the energetic dome?
Yeah. So,
So they're very real. However, they're spinning this way over top of the district. So there's a lot of bullshit out there, you know.
what that leads me to say is there's so many people that know that the Earth isn't just a little ball like we've been taught, like it isn't exactly like we've been taught. How come they all know? You know, because they're
Oh,
all
that's yeah, yeah. This is another reason why if you try to go outside the energetic dome, some people call it the firmament, the glass dome, blah blah blah, etc. When you try to go outside of it, you get a military presence telling you to go back
oh,
because they all know that we are trapped in here. And this is another reason why I say I'm not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with me.
yeah.
Now you see how real that becomes when you understand what's really happening. They are literally trapped in here with us.
All right, that's good news.
That's great news.
You're going to be trapped, you may as well get the job done, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And they having to come to terms with things, and a lot of them are fighting themselves and kicking themselves in the ass because they didn't want to. They chose not to believe, and now they're literally having to come to Jesus meetings every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like they're dropping like flies in layers, right? Okay.
Yep. Yep. Even the ones that we took out years ago are all of a sudden dropping too. And that's because there's a real big push of honorable disclosure and truthful disclosure, and eventually everybody that are saying had just passed away are going to, they're going to have to come forward and say, yeah, we took this person out years ago and we made a clone, or we made a fake image of him, or we did AI, or we used a mask just to continue the charade so that we can get everybody else.
Right.
Which will be the case. So we're just pushing the energy so that becomes it's already a fact, but that becomes brought to the public.
Excellent. Yeah.
And it is happening. It's happening. It's happening. There's things that they didn't want to happen and are happening because Dad wants it to happen.
Right.
They
Wow.
lost. They lost miserably.
um, can you tell us the true, I don't know if story of Christmas or the symbolism of Christmas, the way we practice it now? I know you've mentioned that a couple times, and I know it's not what it seems, but I don't quite understand what it is, what it represents.
Hold on, wait, hold on, wait, hold on, wait. Okay, say that again.
All right. Can you tell
No,
us?
I was just reading that Putin declared Klaus Schwab's a military target. So they're being hunted down everywhere, just like I said.
Excellent.
And we know Putin and his people don't play games.
I kind of like the style, although you better be on the right side of him. You know what I'm saying? Just like with you, you probably give
well
more
that
Putin does.
yeah, well, it's Dad that gives the okay for me to do what I do. He's
Yeah.
well, I will say that he did he did go. I requested that some of these cabal leaders and some of these people in office be lynched publicly. So, so if groups of people all of a sudden run into buildings and drag them out and hang them, it was approved by our father.
Ooh.
Just so you know. And the people that will do it won't be able to, you won't be able to charge them because they'll disappear too.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
Imagine trying to track down an angel to press charges on him.
So basically, when these guys are lynched, they're going to be either reptilian, hybrid, or just a really evil, nasty person.
Pretty much all the above.
Okay. Wow. So you've got
So
the
yeah,
agents out doing that as a little side job.
yeah, they love it. They love it. They love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, for a long time, they have been, they have been, Daddy has them holding back too. Everybody's been held back from doing what we want to do.
Right. Right.
All right, let's go back to the question before we forget it.
Christmas. Okay. Can you tell us the I guess the symbolism or the meaning of Christmas? Like
Well, it didn't have nothing to do with my birth date.
okay.
What it was a dark beings kidnapping kids and cooking them and taking them into caves and giving them, tricking them with gifts and satanic shit and blah 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 and all types of stuff like that, which is why I don't like the fact that people are still celebrating it without realizing what they're celebrating.
Yeah.
But Dad said he's changing it, he's resolving it, and it will be a gifting day.
Right.
And but everybody has to understand that, because otherwise they'll make you believe in Saint Nick and it was Jesus's birthday and all this other bullshit, which it wasn't.
Okay.
So
basically it was just a day that they amped up the attacks on the children. And here we are,
pretty much,
whatever number of years later, doing. So does the tree have any dark symbolism with it? How we
not necessarily, but some say that it's supposed to be the male part.
okay.
And then that's also why they have these little rituals in malls where you allowingly put in your children on a pedophile's lap.
Oh.
And who do you think hires these individuals?
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all twisted the fuck up. And we're going to have to get rid of a lot of the symbolism in it and the stuff that they're doing, and just put it to reinforce it being a gifting type of day,
right.
Despite what it really was about.
Okay.
So when everybody understands that part, when everybody understands the truth about it, then we can move forward, changing it to a more benevolent gifting day without the sorcery behind it.
I had seen some sort of a video or something where the tree was supposed to symbolize the pyramid with the all-seeing eye on top, the star or whatever. And I looked at it, I'm like, I mean, I think it's negative, but I don't know what it was. So basically, what I've been doing for probably 15 years now is just doing gifts for the kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do any of the holiday stuff, like, traditional stuff anymore. So
right. I'm the same way. I've been like that for years.
Yeah.
And I've even got into arguments over it because I didn't want the shit. I don't want the shit in my house.
Yeah.
But people don't know what they don't know.
Right. Okay.
So that's another reason why I don't want to deal with it at all. Just fuck Christmas, get rid of it totally.
Right.
So, but we're going to change it into a more of a gifting thing, because that's what I started doing myself too years ago.
Right.
I don't care about no tree, no ornaments, no fucking candy cane, none of that shit. I'm just gonna give y'all give y'all presents. Here you go. Open
And
it
if
up.
I have to listen to one more of those songs. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. He 2 or 3 days ago, you put out I think it was a video by this David Goldberg guy. All right, so I think there was a document and it was basically, here's a summary version. The military is targeting people who using social media by what they like and who they participate with. And they're basically going to, take away these people in the middle of the night, never to be seen again, put them in camps, internment camps, and create a civil war. And basically, World Economic Forum is paying military age men that are illegals to come in and blah, blah, blah. And I read that, and of course, it was kind of current, I think, from 2020. Obviously, you're aware of all of that, but just wanted to bring that out and talk about that a little bit. Like the bad guys
Well,
were trying to create civil war, and everything's
well,
changing.
they've been doing this type of stuff for years, though. I mean, you remember when all the FEMA coffin videos was going around,
Yeah,
okay? And there's videos of guillotines that were going around. There's military personnel that's been, leaking information about it all, and nothing's happened. Nothing's happened.
and there were trains with what do you call them? Like chains, handcuffs and stuff like that in them. Restraint.
Exactly. So if you remember what I've been saying, that we've been reversing everything and using everything they've created for us against them.
Right.
And we've been doing that. We've been doing that for the last 7 years. Me and my crew, and
Right.
and we don't miss, and we change everything that Daddy wants us to change.
Right.
So I'm gonna give you a for instance, right? Even if there was to create a list of individuals that the dark military was to apprehend, we would just change the list names to all of them anyway.
Love it. Love it.
And that's we've already done stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
this is why certain missiles are not hitting the targets that they were supposed to hit. Certain individuals didn't get killed, but their assassins did, or the people that sent the assassins killed, because we know how to do what they do,
Right.
but with more authority and more results because of who we work for.
Right. Right. I was gonna say with more style too.
That too, because I talk shit right after
I mean, you have given everyone,
it.
like, you have told them surrender or die, what, like 3 times a day, 4 times a day, in our groups or wherever, and they're still doing their thing, and then they find out, and then
And they're
yeah,
right, and they're still dying because
yeah,
they're not surrendering.
yeah,
Daddy don't say dying, but he says they made their choice and now
right,
they are gone.
right, right,
But if you notice, for the last couple of years, everything that they have planned for those of us that are doing Daddy's work just doesn't work.
right,
And things are becoming more and more easier to do and lighter to do because we've eliminated a lot of the stuff um, that they had planned. Because they make plans and Daddy laughs at them. I've
yeah.
been saying that for years too. People make plans and Daddy laughs at them.
That's a saying, and it's good for everyone. Right? I'll have my
That's
day
right.
planned
That's
out,
right.
and 15 minutes into the day, something goes off kilter and everything's up screwed up. Um,
Done, done,
lots,
done.
lots of questions about Trump lately. One question was he chosen by God? And I know he's done something or some things to get himself into a little bit of trouble. And I'm assuming those were selfish or self-serving things. Where are we with that situation?
Well, he does have an hourglass on him, and he is making wise choices lately, because we've shown him the darkest parts of the ethers, and nobody likes it there.
Right. Okay.
So everybody in these positions around the world have been chosen by Daddy. If you know, the people don't realize that everything in your life was planned for you before you were even born. So to say if he was chosen by God, yes, we all were. Okay, just like you were chosen to do these videos with me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so all of that, yeah, all of that is true. However, he can still mess things up where he gets sent off and nobody will be able to find him, because I don't care what position he holds. I don't care what anybody positions they hold. If you don't do what Daddy wants you to do, then you got a problem, and the problem is named Smarty. And
So
they all know it. They all know it. Everybody knows it. You can't talk the way that I do and nobody listens. Nobody, you understand what I'm saying?
you do.
You don't claim to fucking take the moon away 2 days before the fucking moon disappears. So you get with the program, or you get turned into a program into the ethers, and we'll have a bunch of goblins come and eat you up like chocolate and spit you out, and then eat you up and spit you out and eat you up and spit you out for the rest of your fucking life.
Mm-mm.
Excuse my French.
Mm-mm. So we may or may not see Trump popping back out in the public eye in a good way. So that's really up to him, it sounds like. But I know we've said that the political system is going to change. I guess what people want to know is he coming back as president or whatever? And usually when people ask me that, I say it doesn't matter, but you know,
Well, if he, yeah, I get where everybody's going
yeah.
going with that. It's totally up to Dad whether he wants the presidency stuff to continue until they hand it over to me, or he just shuts it all down, start arresting everybody, no more presidency, and the ones that know about me come forward with the truth.
Got it.
So it's those are the only options, okay? And that's where we're headed. But yes, those are the only options. At the end of the day, Earth will become a part of my kingdom, and there's many kingdoms that are mine throughout the universe. This is also going to be proven to be fact, because I'm telling you right now, and everybody knows for the last couple of weeks, everything I'm talking about is coming true. So we'll see how fast it happens.
Look we're doing a video
even
second or third day, and by the time the next video comes out, all the stuff you said previously has already come true or been shown. It's in process. And again, we're going to see it slowly trickling in because no one wants to admit anything, the news media or whatever. But
yeah, and that's another thing, that they don't have to admit nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't even have to talk about anything, because I'm just going to show them.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm doing this for the crew members, for the Jedis, and those that Daddy wants to listen to, which are some of these advanced, not advanced, but intelligent groups like CIA, DARPA, and all that stuff.
Right.
Secret Service, all of them. They all know. There's no one on the planet that can take them out without Dad's approval. And there's no one that can stop me without Dad's protection. So at the end of the day, we will have a kingdom. Everything will be given to the people that Dad wants the people to receive freely. We'll have a new money system, and we'll have a new advanced healing system. And we all know that I got it all. We're just waiting for a few more people to make their final decisions so that we can eliminate or move forward together. This is what's happening. Once these things take place, then we'll be able to bring in some of the benevolent stuff that I've talked about for years. Yeah. I mean, years. We're literally going to rebuild the earth in a matter of months, because of all the new technology that's being produced in these secret labs by people that want to do the right thing, but are afraid to bring it forward because of the current situation with the dark ones, the cabal, if you would.
Right.
Now, what happens when everybody realizes the cabal is totally gone and there's an individual on earth protecting everybody because he's the king of it all?
It'll be amazing. Yeah.
It is amazing, right?
Yeah, you're going to see people freely exchange ideas, technology, trade.
This is exactly why we will change the earth in days, not hundreds of years, not it's going to happen so quick. It's going to, in some cases, it will literally happen overnight, depending on how Dad wants us to do things. Because again, I'm not limiting our Creator, our Father, Dad, God, God, Allah, whatever y'all want to call him. We don't limit him. We know that he can do anything. He can revive a whole planet, a whole civilization, a whole people. He can restore and do all types of things. And some of the stuff that we'll be doing will be evident that Dad's hand is involved.
Right.
So I'm super excited about it all. Everybody should be at this point.
It's insanely exciting. Yeah.
It is. It is. Sometimes I'll just ready to burst out this fucking body already.
One of my Jedi friends sent me a description of one of her visions, and she saw herself, let's say, up there, okay, and you and everybody was talking, and you were building, let's say, a crystalline building or city up, like not here on Earth. We'll call it etherically. That's a better way to say it than up there. And she told me that, and it was like I felt something clink into place. Like we're pre-doing stuff out there or etherically. And then when it comes time, boop, it's either done or it's done faster down here on Earth. Does that seem like a good way to explain it?
Yes. It's a good way to explain it, but I'll tell you that it's what happens.
Okay.
And it's happening now. It's already happened, and we're walking into it.
Okay.
So what that was an actual vision of the near future.
Right. Yeah. So she saw a city or a building being constructed like quickly, like boom, So
Yeah.
I guess for these places like Maui, Congo, Palestine, most of our major cities here.
Yeah. So was it yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. Me and B was talking about how we're going to, go into these certain areas and build beautiful structures and buildings and all that, and then move everybody to a certain location so that we can redo the city and everybody lives over here until the cities are done.
Right.
So that's literally what we'll be doing everywhere.
Right.
Free electric, free water, everything, food replicators and all that stuff. So of course we have to work to get to that point. And Dad, we have to wait for Dad to release certain things from us, even though majority of us know that these things are already active on other planets and other, we have cargo ships full of stuff, okay? And I'm not talking about the cargo ship that people think about in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about galactic cargo ships that have everything we need on them. Replicators, crystalline chambers, healing wands, more advanced stuff than what I'm already doing. But we all had to, I had to produce and make free hollows and all that stuff to help educate the people.
Right.
And also bring them closer to where Dad wants them. We're literally moving into a world where Dad is involved in everything, but in a super advanced level. And I say it that way is because he's already involved in everything, but people don't understand what's even more possible because we've been bamboozled to think that it's just a cartoon called Jetsons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have some real exciting, but we got some real exciting times ahead of us.
I'm very much looking forward to participating.
Yep.
More. More. All right. Now, there was a graphic out. I don't know if you posted it. It showed Native American land in America, how it disappeared in the last, let's say, 150 years. And now,
Right.
in light of the fact that we know that our American history is totally a lie. Well, I guess, okay, I'm going to boil it down to the question. I was wondering what was going to happen to the Native Americans here in the US. Like, they have really gotten a raw deal. Their land was taken, they've been killed off, genocide, blah, 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 blah. And we say give them back their land, but we're kind of on it. So that's a little difficult. So, what special dispensation might they be getting?
Well, they'll be involved in everything, and the lands that they were cornered in will be restructured also for them.
Okay.
Actually, they were the first ones to get paid within the RV GCR. They already got paid, and I told everybody this a couple months ago.
Right.
So those individuals are already paid. However, we are going to restructure everything and everywhere. And since they already got paid, they can do whatever they want. They
Okay.
can go into areas and buy up anything they want to.
Okay.
And it's another reason why I said some of the things that I said in the last video about us forgiving and forgetting and moving forward as a one people, as all of us being together, because we see what was done to everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's that's a part of my current race is the Indians and from Puerto Rico, Taino Indians, and we're occupied by the U.S. over there right now too. So all of this is all of this will be changing, and we'll be making things better in all the places and everywhere. And slowly but surely, the borders and the labeling will slowly dissipate because everybody's going to realize that we are a human race, and we there's multiple types of human races, and we will be coming together as one. And the areas like Palestine and the Indians and Maui and stuff like that will be some of the locations that we work on first because of what they've been dealing with, what they've been going through because of the occupiers.
Right. Right.
So that's why I post some of those videos to show everybody that it's not just happening in Palestine; it's literally happening here too. All of the rules and laws that we follow is because of the same individuals. Okay, the same individuals, which is why I don't follow them.
Right. Right.
Smarty does what Smarty wants to do because Smarty knows that Daddy's got him no matter what. So if you want to act froggy, go ahead and leap.
So basically what you're saying is that we're all going to be one people, one human race here on Earth, all working together. Doesn't matter skin color, sex, any of that stuff, which we've been taught to like immediately discern. Oh, you're a Native American, you belong on this land. We get the rest.
Right.
And
Right.
okay.
And the dark ones disguised as humans are, being hunted down and being taken off planet until further notice. We
Yeah.
already know they're reptilian. We already know Dracos, vampires, Anunnakis, and all of these fallen angels and demonics, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So when they're all gone and everybody finds out the truth about everything, including my life, my previous lives, and they see that we are changing things because we're not talking about them, we're doing it. And they realize that, holy shit, 200 years passed by and we're still rebuilding Earth and everything is peaceful and blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, man, we've really been lied to.
Yeah.
And by that time, we are already coming together because Smarty and his crew went all around the world helping everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Everyone has been lied to. Everyone has been lied to, not just one group.
everyone,
Right.
everyone, right.
Yeah. And like it seems like it's my scope of seeing that is expanding all the time. And it doesn't make me feel
That's
good at all. It makes me pretty pissed off.
that's that that's that that's that raising consciousness levels.
Yes.
Everybody's starting to get it.
Yep.
Everybody's starting to get it. Even some of these so-called psychics and card readers and all that stuff, they want to have to come to terms with the shit that they're teaching is bullshit too.
Yep. Yep.
So everybody's changing, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Had a good question. What's the difference between astral and etheric? Is it both the same or is there a slight difference?
It's both the same, just like spirit and dimensions.
Okay.
It's just it's different groups call it different terms, but it's the same thing. It's just like God, Allah, source,
Gotcha.
daddy. Same thing.
It's kind of we can't see it in general. We can't feel it, but it is out there and it's not as physical or not as dense as what we are physically, but it is a whole like layer.
Yeah, it's a spiritual realm, it's a dimensional realm.
Right.
And when you astral travel, you move into that realm of dimensions and you move around. That's what a lot of the remote viewing is all about.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it's all the same as just, those of us that can see it, we call it for what it is. It's a dimensional realm that we can go in and out of just by changing what our thoughts are or what our target is.
Okay.
And there's multiple dimensions. They're constantly changing.
And it's ever expanding, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They're changing. They keep getting more and more.
Right. Which is super confusing. And I guess if you know music and the octaves and all of that stuff, it kind of makes more sense if you describe it that way. But
it's like a radio station. You change the channel, you got a different station. Well, if you change the frequency, you got a different realm.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why if you do certain astral travels or stargating, you can be in a ship and the ship has multiple layers to the ship as well.
Oh.
You can be in a planet and the planet has multiple realms on it too, which is why you have this 6D 5D realm here, and then there's still higher realms.
Right.
And then you got people in the lower dimensions who are walking around like zombies, and that's like a 3D realm, but it's all happening at the same time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've seen a famous video of I think it's from China, like a city up in the sky. And things like that. We'll see these unusual occurrences, and I've always thought that they were basically the realities are like kind of overlaying on each other.
Merging, yeah, they're overlaying, and what's happening is they're merging.
Yeah.
So there's multiple beings around me right now, but you can't see them because of the dimensions that they're in. And there's also the dimensions that get so high that even the ones that you can't see, they can't see the ones that I can see. Which is why I always said that the unseen forces are being wiped out by an unseen force.
Oh.
And the reason why I say that is because the reptilians and the Dracos, they're in a higher density, which is why when they do their little seances or their little rituals, they come out of the higher dimensions and go into the ritual and stand there with their hoods on and have them do all kinds of sick shit. And then they take off again. So that's a dimension where they can come in and out of. Now imagine being on top of them and watching this all. So they can't even see me until it's too late for them too. And now since we're coming out in the open, they know who's doing it. And this is why, I'm doing this. I've been doing this because we wanted to be the target. And since we're the target for everything and everyone that isn't of the light, um, when they attack us, one of us, we have the ultimate go ahead to eliminate them. And since we can't die because of the daddy factor, this is why we've been eliminating them. So yes, the unseen force are being wiped out by the unseen force.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed again with the consciousness rays, I'll just be walking around the house or doing something, and out the corner of my eye, I see something moving around, and then if you look at it, you don't see it, but I know there's stuff in here. So I always test, is it malevolent? Is it, blah, blah. And usually I'm like, get out of here, just get out of my house. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So some of us, our energy levels are so high that they can't even be around. So most of the time it's good benevolent beings that do come in and pop up like that.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I pretty much, I feel safe most of the time. And if I walk into a room and didn't feel safe, I would, go out of the room. But I have like that little sensor that has kept me safe for many years, And when I get into a stupid
Yeah.
situation, I'm still safe. So I've been lucky.
Well, that's another reason why, Dad calls me what's the word for it? He says um 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 because I'm not afraid of anything, right? And he says that um I forgot what exactly words he used, but he said I'm too stupid to be afraid. and I'm not afraid of anything because of him. Like I know that together we are the Holy Spirit, if you would. So between here and there, between here and Daddy, and everything in between, I can do multiple things, and because of me knowing certain things, and me knowing that Dad's in right here in the corner or right there or wherever he wants to be at. There's nothing to be afraid of, and this is what all of the Jedi's and crew members, and even people who don't even know about us, should realize that Dad is in control. It's another reason why the people in Palestine are still praising him, because they know he's in control.
Right.
They've been worshiping Dad for thousands of years, so they know that he's in control.
Yeah. I
And
think it's sort of their lifestyle too.
That's exactly what it is. This is a lifestyle, being connected to Dad and working for Dad and doing everything within what Dad wants you to do without no fear, because he's here. This is a lifestyle. It's a literal lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, they've interviewed even little kids like 6, 7, 8, and the way they talk is they don't really have fear like our kids probably would. And they're still talking about, how good they have it, how good God is. And like most of us would be like, oh, this sucks, or
Yeah, yeah.
complaining, we'd be screaming, crying, whatever it is. It's quite impressive to see. It really is.
Yep, yep, yep. And they know that it's their destiny, and they also know that they any day now they'll be right back,
Yeah.
and they'll be in adult form, taking shit out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really,
Actually, that's already happening. But
yeah. Well, we've seen all those soldiers in the past 2 videos. We talked about that the God soldiers are coming in, and um, they seemed very well organized to me, and like they knew what they were doing. And I think the Israelis are not reporting true numbers.
right,
Like all the stuff that's happening, we don't really hear what's happening over there.
right. They're not reporting it. They're not reporting it at all, at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
and some of the people, that have the footages and all that, they're interfering with that too.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to the children says the angels came out of nowhere and helped us, protected us, and stood with us until we were found. And there's some people filming ships in the skies and all types of stuff.
Right.
And they don't want people to see all this stuff because they don't want people to see that there's a higher force at play there.
Right.
But it was already leaked, and because it was already leaked is why they cracked down on it.
Right.
Because they don't want people to see that they're losing miserably. Which at the end of the day is over, because if dad is telling me to reinforce their surrendering, what do you think is going to happen?
They're going to surrender.
They're going to surrender, period.
Right.
Now you got Biden talking about he thinks Netanyahu should resign or whatnot, and somebody else needs to take power. And we all know Biden's a fucking puppet too, so.
My grandmother would say that's calling the kettle black, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Right. So, no. I was done. Go ahead.
Right. Had a question about Ascension. So the question is, are the good people going up or are the bad people going away? Kind of like you said, basically everyone's coming along except those dark ones that are being removed from Earth.
Yeah. So, just once and for all, one and done. Ascension is us vibrating at a higher state. Period. It's not people leaving and not going. Ascension has always been that way, where you vibrate at a higher state and you may leave your body, but you're still here. Okay, that's literally what Ascension is. The only thing that's happening is the dark ones are being removed because they are no longer compatible with the new Ascension frequencies on Earth.
Right.
That's
Perfect.
literally what Ascension is. Perfect. Yeah, that's literally what Ascension is. You're not going nowhere. That's also what heaven is, right? The frequency. As above, so below. So what's high up here? It's high frequencies. So where we're going, we're all bringing up the planet consciously to a higher level of understanding, frequency. That's Ascension.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I hope everybody understands that, because that's literally what Ascension really is.
Well, we'll find. I'll keep watching the comments. So I just want to make sure that I get the question, because sometimes there's been a lot of questions lately, which is good. Question. Giants in Afghanistan, are they real? Because there's some rumors of people being afraid of giants out there.
Yeah, they're not only in Afghanistan, they're all over the world. Some people call them Bigfoots in some cases. But if you listen to some of the documents out there, and fairies and giants, and even JP on Michael Salas talks about the different people, the different races.
Right.
So they're definitely real. I mean, just about everything that's being told is real, and if it's not real, it can be real.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
And I know there's giants all over the earth, and a lot of them have gone into hiding, inner Earth or whatever. And we know there's some in Antarctica, and those are the ones I think that were sent to attack a few years ago.
Yep.
So
about 2016, 17.
Yeah.
They were taken out of stasis, and they were supposed to attack the U.S. and Russia.
Yeah.
And we sent energetic frequencies to give them all heart attacks, and they all collapsed.
Right.
And everybody around them was like, "What the fuck just happened?" They thought they did something wrong with the equipment they were using.
Oh, wow. How many were involved with that? Was it like 100, 1,000, like
Yeah, it was about 2,500 of them.
woof, that's a lot. You know, and
It's a
when
lot. They would have did a lot of damage too.
I think of a giant, it's like from the cartoons, they have like a leopard skin on and a big club, and they're like buffoons. And that is, I mean, a horrific thing. I don't think that, but that's the way the cartoons and the show show 'em.
No, they would have they looked like the Egyptian depiction of them on the Egyptian walls.
Right. Okay. The big
They
one.
look like that king. You seen that king that was found in stasis?
Yeah.
They look like him.
Yeah. Okay.
Or should I say, yeah, they look like him.
Yeah. Okay. And
Mind you, those giants and those kings are now working for me too.
oh, all right.
There's four of them, and there's four of them, four of those type of giant kings, and they've recovered their legions or their groups,
Yeah.
their people.
Okay.
And now they're also assisting, but you won't see them just yet, but you will.
Oh, so exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild to see these big ass, these big ass giants and come down and hang out next to me and be like, yeah, he's the king, man. We don't
It's gonna be weird. We'll be at a party. Like, who are you? Who are you with? Who are you with?
Right.
Who are you with?
Now we'll be able to shrink them down in size too.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we'll be able to do. We'll be able to shrink them down in size, and then some of the smaller races, because there's little humans like this size, right?
mhm.
And even those guys will be able to bring them, make them bigger just to hang out, party, and then they got to go back and reform back to their size.
Why? Because they don't make
It's-
solo cups that small.
Yeah, this is all the stuff that people are going to have to get ready for, because this is really a thing.
That's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
A couple 3 days ago, there was a few videos. I think you posted them, maybe elsewhere as well, of a bunch of bodies like in a frozen pit, like ET bodies. And I'm assuming that was Antarctica. And they like this guy was
Yeah,
looking.
those are
Yeah.
yeah. That's where it was at, and those were Martians.
Yeah. And were they
That's what they look like.
like, we'll say our guys? Did our guys come and chuck them into the hole, or what happened to them?
No, that was a long time ago. Those are Martians,
Yeah.
but they've been frozen there for a long time. Now you're talking about 2 billion years old.
Yeah, a bunch of them, like it looked like in the third or fourth picture, they were like holding hands, or they were like, you could see them like kind of grouping together somehow. And
Right.
Yeah. So that was really interesting to see.
Yeah, they had to flee from Mars and all that stuff because what was happening there, and then the Dracos, and they tracked them down, and they did what the Israelis are doing in Palestine. It's been a fucking cycle of this shit,
Yeah.
and it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about jet skiing in the last video. And you said you were talking whales, dolphins, you mentioned sharks. So I think whales and dolphins are like cosmic beings, and I think they have portals and they go to their planet and back and forth.
They're the reason why we even live.
Okay.
That's why we protect them the way we do.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, they help seed the earth. We're a part of them. It's easiest way to put it.
Like DNA, you mean?
Yeah, something like that. And this is another reason why some of us even have the capabilities that we do telepathically and stuff like that, because we're a part of them too. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't exist, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So yeah. So
And
yeah.
that's another reason why they've been hunted down and killed.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
So we protect them, and then we even we multiply them. Every time Daddy tells us to take care of them, we re-energize them. We do all types of stuff. We even ride them. So, and they laugh at us and shit because Daddy's always messing with us, and it's wild stuff. Wild stuff. Some of the stuff that we do, people are not even ready for, and they don't. Some people don't even believe what I say now. So imagine when I tell them everything else.
Yeah. So
but the cool part is that some of the stuff that we do, you're seeing it in the movies. As a matter of fact, the Wakanda movie. You see how he comes out of the water and he's riding a whale?
Yes.
In that Wakanda movie? Okay,
yes.
That's what we do. That's literally what we do too. So everything that we do is slowly coming out in the movies. Imagine when Royal Studios and Royal Films come out. We're gonna make some real movies, and it's gonna be real.
Amazing. Now, what about sharks? Like, are they like mean? Are they mean? Like all sharks mean?
uh, well, they were built and made to do a specific thing, just like everything else.
Mhm.
But they can also be used as protectors, and we also protect them too.
Okay.
There's a circle of there's a thing called circle of life,
Yeah.
and that's very real. So even though a lot of people are afraid of sharks and sharks attack people, they're also just doing what sharks do.
Right.
However, we can still talk to them telepathically too and tell them, don't come in this area, protect these people, protect this, protect that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There's also been some of the dark individuals made mechanical sharks just to attack certain areas where sharks normally don't go in. So we had to eliminate them and then turn the sharks back on the people who made them. This
Whoa.
is this is literally what I do every day. Every day I do something, clean up something, because these dark ones don't stop until they're eliminated.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've even advanced the dolphins and sharks and different beings out in the water, advanced their abilities to free themselves from nets and wipe out the trash and eliminate the trash. There's things that are happening on this planet that I don't even talk about yet because it's not time. I'm still in cleanup mode, clean up and heal mode. So
Wow.
it's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of things that I got stories for days, and it's all real, and it can be and will be validated.
So exciting to hear. We got a question. Are dolphins and whales from Lemuria, like the Lemurian line? But they're really broader than that, aren't they? Like they're cosmic, meaning they've been here a really
Yeah,
long.
they go energetically all around the universe. They're ancient too.
Okay.
So the answer is yes and beyond.
Okay. Makes sense. I look
I
for
keep get I keep Yeah, I keep getting reminded almost every day how old I am.
how what?
How
How
old
what?
I am.
How old you are?
Yeah, yeah. I keep being reminded every day,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I got a lot of older crew members on my team, and every time I make fun of them, they say, "Well, you're older than us."
Yeah. Yeah. Grateful you're here.
I'm ready for everybody to get their new bodies, right? So we can move forward. But however, we're waiting for Dad.
Yep. I know.
Boom, let's go, Daddy. Let's go.
Let's go. Um, So question, you're daddy's son, but do you have a mom? And I don't mean a human mom, but a mom. You.
Yeah. My mom is dad.
Okay. So was he up there like, damn, I need somebody that's quite entertaining and
Yeah. Well, that should tell you guys what I've been saying. Daddy can be anything. So dad is my mom too.
okay.
You're talking about a ball of light that can do anything.
Okay. Well, it's hard to conceptualize that, but I'm just gonna go with it.
So all right, so I'll make it easier. So you got this ball of light.
Yep.
Like right here. You got this ball of light right here, right? And this ball of light just says, you know what? I'm going to form this, and then I'm going to form that, and then this and that are going to have this and this and this and this. So, you know, the story of Adam and Eve, where Dad formed Adam, and then he formed Eve, and then Adam and Eve, you know, gave birth to the rest of humanity.
Yeah.
That's how that happened. So Dad is mom and dad.
Okay.
It's hard for people to. It may be hard for people to understand what I'm saying, but eventually they'll get the picture.
Right. And
if he can be whatever, if he can be whatever he wants to be, then why not him being mom and dad at the same time? Because he formed us.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Confusing, but yeah, I do get it.
Well, in the universe, they call dad source, because he created everything and everyone.
Right.
So if source, who is the creator of everything, wants to make a man and wants to make a man for a specific purpose to reproduce, then the man that source created needs a female to reproduce what he wants the man to do, so he makes the female, and it's all done by energy.
Okay.
So that's why I say he's mom and dad, because he formed us and he gave us a purpose. The purpose is to reproduce, not become fucking queers. Excuse my French.
Yes.
So you get a little bit of knowledge, and then you get a little bit of Smarty's humor and Daddy's humor.
Well, so many people say they love how entertaining you are, which I do too. But whenever when I have a low day, I listen to these videos. Number one, I learn stuff I haven't heard, but you are funny and you lift me up, you know? So it's great.
Yeah.
Who wants to?
I do that shit I do that shit for myself, by the way, because I'll be listening to the videos too.
Well, you know, some of this is heavy stuff, and it's serious stuff that you're doing, and you have to have a sense of humor because you have to keep going through it, you know?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, everybody's learning, and it's also raising their consciousness. So
Yeah.
when dad tells us to raise the consciousness to another 2 or 3 levels, that's because we're about to release more information that their consciousness will now be compatible with.
Right.
And this is one of them. So I'm glad that question was asked, so now everybody understand what dad really is. He's a ball of energy. He's the source of everything. He can make anything he wants to, which is why there's so many beings out there in the universe, and he made us all with a purpose.
Right. And all these questions that everyone is submitting, and we're getting more information, which stimulates thought, which stimulates a broader consciousness.
Bingo.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And the cool part about it all is that, you're getting answers that are straight from daddy. Some of it I already knew because I I ask daddy questions all day long, every day for the last for the last couple of years. I knew a lot, but when daddy started, coming into my purview and it's like nonstop, now he just don't stop talking and talking and talking.
It's great. It's good. I walk, like I've said, I walk around and it's like, I'll find a penny and I'll say, thank you, Daddy. I'll think, my precious, like I found a penny, but I thank him for everything as much as I remember to, because like, look at what we have, how lucky we are.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I'm gonna say this so that everybody can understand what that is. You're going down the road and you normally make a left at a certain corner and something tells you to make it right. Well, that something is what you call daddy, what you call your creator, because he's telling you to go left because something on the right is going to mess up or going to cause some issues that he doesn't want you to experience. So he tells you to go right. He tells you to go left. That's what that is. People say something. That's that. And that's the easiest way to realize that it's him, because it's not something, it's that. I got to eat this today because I get that feeling and something's telling me to eat this and not that. That's daddy. That's dad. Source. But we call him daddy.
And that voice is usually gentle when someone's getting used to it. It's gentle. It's always positive. It's always like
until
supporting. Like I've had people that have given me messages and they've been negative, and I'm like, I don't know who you're talking to, but I cut them right off. You know what I mean?
That's daddy. That's daddy. He's real gentle to everybody but me and B. My ass be on fire.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so it's dad is very, very gentle, and he gives everybody's plenty of opportunities to do the right thing. And you'll notice when he wants you to do something that he keeps reminding you to do it, and then it gets to the point where now you're urged to do it and you didn't want to do it, but now you have the strong will. You got the strong will to do it because that's what he wanted you to do. That's that free will and source directive stuff that I talk about.
I've had that so many times in my life, especially the past 20 years,
Right. So you're doing exactly. So you start to do what daddy wants you to do, which is why I call it source directives.
Yeah.
Which is just an advanced word for God's plan.
Yeah. And once you start to follow that intuition or whatever you want to call it, you may not hear words, you may hear words or whatever, you may or may not see anything, but once you start to follow that intuition, the next time is easier, the next time is easier, the next time is easier. And there'll come a time you don't even question it, you just do it.
Yeah. Just do it, right. Exactly.
I'm almost there. Just joking.
Well, that's right. That's right. And that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
How it is.
Yeah.
You just do it because
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was like,
I was
so
just
many
going to
times.
say, you just do it because you know it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. So many times I've like started an expo. I'm like, I'm not starting an expo. Like, and it wouldn't go away. And I was like, okay, I did, but it took me a lot of kicking and screaming before I did, and all the things I've done, I've sometimes been hesitant, but looking back, I'm like, well, that was perfect. And all my knowledge like came along and helped me do whatever I had to do. It's perfect, right?
Yeah, well, plus you're going to be doing them here. You'll just have more help and more money.
Yeah, it's going to be so much better.
Right.
Yeah.
So much, so much.
You have no
So
idea.
you
Yeah,
right. You got the know-how already, and now we're just going to have fun. So
yeah, yeah.
it's I'm looking forward to it all. We're going to have events, every week or every other week, every month, every other month, whatever Dad wants us to do, we're going to do it.
Right.
And since the money and the transportation and stuff like that won't be an issue, people are just going to follow suit. I'm expecting to have millions of people coming in and out of this area, millions from all around the world, and it's going to be changed. People are going to come here and buy up land and build on it and live on it and all this other stuff. It's just going to be
Right.
so beautiful and so benevolent. And we're gonna do the same thing all around the world, all around the world. It's exciting,
It's very exciting. Yeah.
very exciting. There's even properties and stuff around here that the military is in charge of, and is they own or they're in charge of it, and they got to give it up too.
Ooh.
So the military is not going to be a military anymore. They're no
Oh,
longer needed.
yeah.
They're no longer needed because they're going to realize that there's an army already that they can't see,
Okay.
and we don't need armies here on Earth because my army is already hovering above everybody.
Love that. Love that.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have time for a few more or you got to roll?
Let's see. All right, yeah, a few more.
All right. Several questions about is the execution list real? And I don't know specifically which one we're talking about, but let's say there was one put out by Real Raw News, we're hearing those. And we've heard about politicians and celebrities for years. We kind of know who's already on that list, but is it real is the question.
Um, some are real and some are what do you saw manufactured BS.
Okay.
For instance, not everybody that you think is dark is dark. Just like not everybody you think is of the light because they're out in the public saying they are and doing cool things that everybody agrees with aren't of the light.
Right. Right.
Now, I'm gonna give you another, for instance, that movie that's been going around. That movie is going around because they're showing you what they had planned and what they've been doing. If you notice, there's a lot of blue stuff in that movie.
What movie are we talking about?
The one Obama made.
Oh, the one with Julia Roberts and all that. That one. Okay.
Right, right,
It's on
right,
Netflix,
right,
I
right, right.
think.
Yep, it's on Netflix. So y'all know what I've been telling y'all about and then
Mhm.
he puts out this, and then they put out this movie.
Right.
So those of you that think are dark aren't dark, and those of you that think are of the light aren't of the light,
Mhm.
and they're all being exposed,
Right.
every single one of them.
And you said basically he was a double agent. You said that years ago, and we're going to
He
see
was
that.
trained. He was trained to be a double agent, but his sole essence is even more of a commander,
Okay.
and he's under our command. So that's why I always say he works for us.
Okay. Going to be
But
interesting.
people are not going to believe until they see it, and I don't care.
Going to be so interesting. Um, let's see. I'm trying to look through the list to see which one is the most important question. You had talked about the Bible. There's a chapter called The End. I don't know if that was real or if you were making that up, but questions about the Bible. Will we be getting a true and complete Bible? And is there something called the end?
Um, there is other chapters to the Bible, the one you're talking about, the
Right.
one I spoke about, um, and you'll get full knowledge of what Dad wants you to have, not someone's diary.
Right. Right.
So, and the only way to get the truthful information is by connecting to me and Daddy.
Right. Okay.
Mainly connecting to Daddy, but I'm not going to tell you BS anyway, because there's no power in me telling you something that isn't true.
Right.
And I don't know if everybody haven't noticed, but I don't like having no power. So I keep it brutally honest because I know where the power is at, and the power is in truth, love, honesty, integrity, and all that other stuff.
It's true.
So whether I'm believed or not, my words are powerful because they're true.
Right. All right. You've given us great information, and we're seeing more and more come out every day. I had a question this morning. We're seeing these, kids, horrible video of the kids being traumatized. It rips our heart out. And then we feel, I don't know if guilty is a good word. We feel, we're kind of like living our lives with ease, kind of. So is there anything we can do other than what we're doing?
Well, just continue the method, the healing method, and putting heavy love and light blankets over the area and stuff like that. And I know that a lot of people are feeling this way. Okay, even some of us. We don't want to see it happen, but we also know Dad is in full control of it all.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world have to see this. I mean, there's people that wouldn't hear nothing I had to say, and now they're all posting Palestine.
Right.
They're posting this. They're talking about that. They're talking about the babies. How could this happen? What are these people? Why? How can they do this type of stuff? And they've been doing this for years. However, thanks to cell phones, apps, people sharing, the world is seeing what they've really been doing.
Right.
And the entire world, against what's happening over there.
Right.
So we understand, Dad understands, Dad knows our hearts, our minds, and we stand with Palestine.
Right.
I'm even wearing a brand new hoodie that I just got in the mail.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm wearing my olive hat. So we stand with Palestine and the Palestinian people, especially the children. But we also know that Dad will revive them when he wants to, and some of them have already came back in their new positions on the Smarty army.
Right. Excellent. Smarty army. Excellent. So
it's all very real.
It feels like things are going well as far as the war goes, and it's really opening people's eyes and their hearts up. You see the ones that are for the war. Well, you can guess what side they're on, right?
You don't have to fucking guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally tell you what side they're on by their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what line they are, what roots they are. The apple don't fall far from the tree, they say, right?
Right.
So you don't have to guess. You can see the shit.
Yeah.
Dark people, dark people.
Like it's like every night I go to bed crying, and it's like, I look forward to not doing that soon. I did have questions about the wealth transfer, and you showed us something fairly dramatic the other day that kind of blew my mind. I was going to say, like, what? Where did you get all of that from? But I guess I guess you're not afraid of anything happening, so you're good. You had $835 trillion worth in those boxes that you put a picture out about.
It's actually more than that, but that's what the trading platform was willing to pay for it. And the trading platform was a bunch of old ass, you know,
Yeah.
cabal members that thought they were going to get away with it all, and they're not. And so that's why it's being exposed.
Right. Okay.
I don't give a shit about money. Dad, if Daddy wanted me to have tons and tons of money, he would have gave it to me already. Right? So
Yeah.
they have to be exposed, and they're not going to bamboozle me, especially.
Right. Right.
And they've been bamboozling everybody else, which is why they got away with some of the shit they got away with.
Right. Okay.
And which is another reason why the wealth transfer hasn't happened, because that's what they've been doing.
Over and over.
And then you got these intermediaries that are throwing people under the bus, not realizing that we're watching them.
All right. All right. So, questions about the EBS, the electronic broadcast system, is that still in process, or will that still be in process?
Well, there's different ways that it can happen.
Yeah.
They can do it and start informing people, or we'll have the EBS coming from the skies, which is a uncloaking.
Right. And then someone wanted to know if we would be seeing Archangel Michael.
The answer is yes.
Yay.
And he don't have wings, by the way.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Will we have the 3 or 10 days of darkness? I think we've talked about this before. They keep, the number.
How long has the moon been gone?
Yeah, I'm saying that counts, right?
There's your fucking there's your 10 days of darkness.
Yeah. Does the average Jedi that has some currency, not 835 trillion, do they need a trust or an LLC?
They can get it if they want to, but it's not something that anybody should have to be worried about, because the entire system is going to be changed anyway.
Yeah. And
so even if you go in and you exchange and then they rob you, you're still going to be taken care of, because daddy takes care of his people.
Right.
But if you want to have trust or LLC, go ahead and do one. It doesn't matter.
You had basically said a couple videos ago, it's going to be easy peasy. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. So I think it's really a matter of trust and faith. When the time is right, we'll know what to do. We'll know where to go. We'll be led through it. We'll all be happy. Kind of a simplified
That's why you have
version.
Yep. That's why you have to trust daddy.
Yeah.
Once you trust him and you give your life over to him and you follow his directives, there's literally nothing to worry about. And then you understand that everything that you went through until this time was supposed to happen because of your next phase, the purpose that it all served.
Right.
So, and that's going to continue for the rest of your life. We all have purposes, and a lot of us will be sticking around for thousands of years, continuing to do dad's work.
Right.
More than 1,000 years, like the Bible talked about.
Right. Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago what I would change in my life. We've all had hardships and traumas and this and that. And, I've had an easy and good life, but I've had some things. And I was like, I don't think I would change a thing, because that all brought me to this point, right? I have the knowledge and the experience and all of that I have. I mean, and there's always more to come, but it makes you who you are. Surviving the hard things makes you stronger and smarter, right?
That's right. That's right. That's why I'm open about my past. Mm. And I don't regret none of it, only because of the position that I got now. Mm. And the knowing, the knowledge of it all.
Yeah.
So they can say what they want to say about us, but this all served the purpose, our lives and everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to change it either.
Right. I mean, I would sometimes wish I had treated people better, like sometimes I was
But
short
that's
with
all.
people, you know.
Yeah, that short fuse with some people, but that's all of us. That's also a learning situation
Right.
because because of that now you can treat people differently because you know what you did
Right.
and you know how it felt.
Right.
And I grew up in the not too much bad stuff, but I treated some people like shit, but then I always made up after the fact. And now I look back at it, I wouldn't do that no more. And that's also made me stronger because now I'm treating everybody the way Daddy wants me to treat them,
Right.
and it's good. It's
Right.
good, real good,
It is
real
good.
good. Opening the doors for people, blessing people, giving people big tips that nobody else would, and
Right.
giving people words of encouragement, even though I'm going through shit, stuff like that.
Mm.
Uplifting no matter what. And I've learned to be this way because of things that we've done in the past.
Right. Right. And when I do something that I regret, I usually say out loud, I'm sorry I did it that way, or I wish I could go back and apologize to them. In fact, I have apologized to people like if I say I'm short with a clerk, I'd go back and say, I'm sorry about the way I was yesterday. I've done that before and they
That's
always
true.
look at me like, what? But,
That's true. I
you know,
just I had a similar conversation with someone, and I literally said, "Listen, you have to forgive everybody
yeah,
and everything they've done to you because that traps you, not them.
it's true.
They don't give a shit what they put you through. They're going about their lives, and you holding that anger and resentment and not wanting to forgive them traps you.
Right.
So how are you gonna evolve if you're still thinking this way about certain people? You have to literally forgive them, forget them. You hear me say it all the time. I forgive you,
Yeah.
but stay the fuck over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a saying that's something like not forgiving someone is like drinking poison and thinking somebody else will die. You're only hurting yourself, right? And
That's the thing. Yeah,
I've heard of families where they haven't talked to each other in 40 years because of some stupid thing that happened. And that's just sad. So I think that we're going to go into this amazing reality. We're all going to be helping each other. We're going to be relaxed because a lot of the pressure will be off. The financial pressure, the pressure to rush to work, all of that stuff is going to be gone. So we're going to be more at ease and able to help people in an even bigger way. It's only going to
that's
help.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
And the finances will allow people to do it easier too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some people won't verbally say they're sorry, but they may buy something for you, and that would be like a token of their apology, or if you
Right.
would.
The way,
So there's many. There's good.
no. The way I'm seeing it though is like, let's say everyone has enough money to live comfortably. We're going to see crime rates probably drop slowly, okay, because people won't have to do some of those things to survive, okay, so that's going to fall off. And then, like I said, people are more relaxed, they're happier, and slowly the negative, the crime, the this, the that will taper off. It's probably not going to be all day one, is my guess. But I did have a question about domestic abuse, like because that is sometimes the way people handle problems, but it's also sometimes the way they were raised or their environment or the way they handle anything. So will that
Right.
still be around in the future?
It may be for a short period of time, but again, it's because of the way they were brought up and because of the situation. Because a lot of people and couples fight about money.
Yeah.
They fight about not having this and not having that. You
Yeah.
took the money and you spent it on this when we got to take care of that. Blah blah blah.
Right. Right.
And it's a lot of. I've thought about this myself, and a lot of the domestic violence and stuff like that will be about, cheating and stuff like that. But when everybody realizes that, we serve a purpose to reproduce, maybe that'll go away too.
Yeah.
And then as far as the crime rates and everything, that will happen a lot faster than people think because, people will have money. They'll find out that they have basic income. They'll find out that there's programs that are available, programs that are available, and the programs and the basic income will bring them more money than they were making doing dirty things or
Right.
In the streets, if you would.
Right.
So all of that will go away eventually.
Yes.
And some of the individuals that will benefit from it more than others will find themselves in trouble too because you can't be doing the stuff that you were doing no more.
Right.
And we're going to wipe out a lot of the drug program, the drug trades and stuff like that too, because people are going to, people are not going to need it. They're going to realize that, that a frequency can give you that same type of high and it's free on my website.
Well, and again, if people go through the chambers, they're going to not have that addiction craving. So I think that, it may be a transition, but I think we're going to see so many good things happen soon.
Yeah, it's going to be a for sure transition, but we're going to do it as fast as possible.
Yes.
And entertaining as possible too.
Yeah.
Because I love to entertain. I love to have fun. There's things that I want to be doing now, and I can't because I'm too busy working on the people's, for people.
Right.
So people that don't even know that I'm working, that I'm doing what I'm doing, they're going to be surprised and they're going to be apologetic, and it's all for them too, despite what they said about me.
Right. Right.
But I'm quick to forgive because I understand. I understand what type of energy that holds, which is why when they email me saying this and saying that, I say, okay, it's all good. Just be good. That's it. It's a done deal.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
we'll do a lot of events, entertaining events worldwide, and at some of these events is where we'll disclose certain things for that specific community.
Right.
So that people can join and be a part of the bigger picture and restoring the world.
Excellent.
And by doing that, that's where all the other Jedis will come in.
Excellent. Thank you. I feel like we're at a really good wrapping up place. I still do have questions, but I think we'll just roll them forward.
Yep.
But
well, we go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to thank you again for all you do. And of course, letting us know is spectacular. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Once Daddy tells me to come back on, I'll just text you and then we'll just surprise everybody again. But yeah, we're going to keep doing these until he tells me that until we don't have to, because we're moving into hands-on stuff. So and even then we'll still be doing these types of videos for all the people that haven't got here yet.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun doing all this stuff.
It's going to be great.
And the cabal, right? And the cabal and so-called good guys can't stop nothing we're doing anyway. So we're going to keep doing it.
Excellent.
All right, we're good. Love you guys. Everybody keep up the good work. I love y'all. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you.